take a look at the Pane line, which is a new line that you guys are introducing, correct? Or,
We are introducing this line since now 2012.
okay, so it's been around.
Yeah, it's a very successful line. We have sold around 150 lines all over the world. It's not only a line which you can use in Europe. We are selling these lines to Asia. The last line what we have sold to Asia was in Vietnam. We are selling this to the North European countries, to US, South America. So it's really a line for the complete world.
Excellent. So this thing's really versatile. I mean, you were just telling me about all the different things you can make. I'm impressed. Tell us more about it. Show me that.
Yeah, in generally, what we can do with the line is all types of square products. We are starting here from 25 grams up to 1.5 kilograms, and then of course we can do all round products with the line. We can also make long molded products as well. We can make bread on the line. This bread here is a very rustical bread, 450 grams. And we can also make very nice baguette. And the baguette itself, if we are looking now to the structure, we are talking now here, and you see the very open structure. And the reason why we have this open structure, of course, it's a fermented dough. But with the Pane line, we are not disturbing the dough structure. That means we are talking here about stress-free dough processing. Stress-free dough processing, it means that we give no pressure on the dough. We just form the dough and we are cutting the dough. And the dough, what you're giving to the line, we are getting also out of the line. That's very important.
Okay. Now we're going to take a look at the line and how we can make these products. One question I have for you though is, what is the range of the absorption, water absorption on this machine?
Yeah, here it's also that's amazing what we can handle with this line on water content. We can start with 55% and we can go up to 85%. And if we are talking about 85%, it's like a soup. But we can handle this, and that's really amazing. And that's why our customers really likes this line. And what is the most also what is very a big advantage is that we have no waste dough here. It's a sheeting line, and we are not creating any waste dough.
Wow, let's take a look at this thing. So that's one of the heads, right?
Yes, this is one of the molding drums. Here we are talking about 2 rows. As I mentioned before, we have produced a 450 gram round products, and this we are doing here with these 2 buckets.
Now it's 450 grams.
Wow, is that maximum already?
No.
What capacity do we
Yeah,
have?
it's the maximum because we can roll from 30 grams to 450.
And of course we will do that later also. We will produce some baguettes, we will produce some juicy split rolls, but right now we're producing our Italianos.
Right.
All right, let's talk about the whole process. What do we have to do? What kind of machine is the Pane? What kind of products can you produce with it?
Okay. The Pane is a machine. You can make round products, you can make square products, you can make bread, you can make.
This is the Pane line. This is the main machine right here that does it all, and then the rest is just basically what section?
Yeah, and generally we have here, what you can see here is the Pane head machine. The Pane head machine can produce, in 1 hour, we are handling 850 kg of dough. And it can produce, what we can see here on the head, we can produce all different kinds of square products. We can do all different types of round products from 25 grams up to 450 grams. We can also produce baguettes on it, and then also triangles and diamond shapes.
Very good. So over here is actually the discharge section, and it will basically take whatever you want to send it, the loaves, the rolls, the baguettes, right?
Yes.
It'll set it up, and they're already rolled out as a baguette starting here, coming up the line, correct?
Yeah, here at these sections we have already a baguette which has a length of around 400 millimeter, so you can already use it as a baguette. We have then in the next step you can add modules to the pane. The pane is in generally from the concept, each module of the pane has its own power supply, has its own control system, so you can add each module later on, so the line can grow with the customer. So if you would like to have a cutting unit, or if you would like to have a seeding unit in a later stage, or if you would like to have a long molding unit, you can do it. You can install later on. You can install every time another module.
So you can start at one side, let's say doing hamburger buns, then going to ciabatta, going to baguettes. It's just a matter of the modules, making sure you have the module for a different product.
Yes. What we have here, for example, this module, what we have here two sheeting heads. These two sheeting heads we are using, for example, also for hamburger buns, where we are flattening the round dough piece. We have then on in the second stage, we have a very special long molding unit. This long molding unit can work in three different modes. We are doing here a long molding in a very artisan way. We are going with the long molder back and forth, so that there is no pressure on it, and this is the typical artisan process what you're doing with a baguette. This we are doing with this long molder. The second thing is we can also go against the transport direction only with reversible speed, or with the transport direction. So we have three different options also on the long molder. Depends on your product and how long you would like to have your product.
Now, does that vary ever? Are you able to make a variation, or the amount of movement back and forth, or on the fly, or is it never a problem?
It's on the fly. It's on the fly. We are doing this on the fly. So because this is important, especially if we are producing baguettes. If you have to stop every time, the throughput is not high enough. And we here with this long molder on the fly, we are able to make 1,800 baguettes per hour.
I would imagine you don't buy all the modules at once. You're gonna start with something. Have you had one of them? Let's say one aspect of it. And have you had one customer find itself able to say, "Wow," or were they impressed with it enough to actually add more modules to it?
Yeah, we have a lot of customers which are starting with the basic configuration, and we found out that they are growing with the line. That means they are adding different modules like cutting units, like long molding units, and where they can produce much more products on the line. And it means also more products on the line gives them a higher range of products which they can sell to the market. And this is we have many customers which really grows with the line. And for example, I have one customer. They have produced ciabattas on it and baguettes, and now they have added also a cutting unit where they are making soft rolls with a cut.
Wow.
Yes. Yes, it's measuring.
So it's going to 2¼ ounce is going to be a sliver, and it's of that 10-inch piece. So it's going to say, okay, that's approximately 2¼ and that one's approximately 2¼ But it could be that one side could have had a little heavier on one side of that 10-inch strip, right?
Yeah, and where it makes the most difference is when you're doing something like a baguette, right?
Are we actually filming
the
this? We're
baguettes?
live.
Yeah, the baguette's larger.
Live from New York.
The baguette's larger, right? You got a lot more weight to the baguette. So when you're off by that, now you're throwing away a lot of money. So with a baguette or a long ciabatta piece, you need to be more accurate because there's a lot of money involved in there. When you're talking about the real small rolls, the customer sometimes will say, I'm not worried about the weight. I need it to be the exact size because I'm packaging. Because the weight's only going to be off by it's very limited anyway. And in that case, then you set it up that way. You just press the programming. So now we're making it exactly the same size square, say, right? If that's what the customer wants. Or they can have the weight accuracy. And when you're doing a baguette, a long piece, or a long ciabatta piece, you got to go with weight accuracy. When you're doing something that's real small, you might not. You might change that over to size accuracy, because for packaging it's more important. And it's a piece that has a lot of air in it, so your weight accuracy cost-wise doesn't make as much difference as it does in a big one.
Yeah.
Then we have some cutting. What about the molding part right here? What happens if the actuator sees, all right, it's not the right weight? Does it do some adjustments immediately?
Yes, when it's not right the way, it makes it longer automatically.
Oh, all right. So let's move on.
Yeah.
Then we have some cutting. What about the molding part right here?
Okay.
Right?
I did.
Can I adjust
Well,
the
I
molding
did
part
expect
also?
that
Yes, now in this moment we make
that
around
the
the
people would see the problem.
and the next
Only a
demonstration
small
we make a
surface.
baguette. Now it's molding from towards this position. And in the next step was we start with starters, and the dough goes to the roller set, and then we cut it.
All right, this is an S-shaped roller. Why is it S-shaped? Why is that important to do it like this? With your own hands? Well, you just told me the machine does it like the baker does it?
Yes.
With his hands?
That is such a big issue that
This machine makes the bread and the roll
the argument
really by hand.
All right, cool.
You will give like now we make a little bit of flour. It's a soft dough. We make a little bit of flour. It's a round shape. And then we have a long molar. We go forward and back.
Same procedure.
Nearly by hand.
Yeah, same procedure like there, right?
Right.
At the molding part. So this is really, really good. And we will ask you in a little bit. Hey, hang on. Tell me, what are you doing right here in this area?
Ja, hallo Marco, grüße dich. Wir messen die Cajanos auf unserer Ablagedielen ab.